This is by far the strongest and most precise bushcraft pliers or barbecue tong I know. I need 20 minutes to craft it with just a Swiss Army knife. Stay tuned if you want to know how I made it. Hello YouTube! Welcome to another Swiss Army knife project video. As I already said, this is in my opinion the best design for a super stable and precise bushcraft pliers or barbecue tong. The only thing you need to craft it are 2 straight sticks and a Swiss Army knife. It's not that important which wood sort you use for making your pliers. In my case, I took hazel, and also the size depends on the kind of use for your pliers. For a barbecue tong, for example, I like a bit longer sticks, because like this you have more distance to the fire. Now I start with the tip of the flat nose pliers. That the plier have the better clamping effect, I carve the very ends of the tips like this, that they come to stay a little bit above the center line. I'll show you what I mean. So, here's the center line, and this is a little bit above the center line. So these are the tips. The second thing I'm going to carve is the handle part. Because the two legs are crossing each other, the inside flat of the handle part is on the opposite side than the inside flat of the flat nose pliers. That means I have to carve the flat here and not here. So I would say this is already enough. I carved until I can see the pith. Second, and it's important that I carve in the same flat like this. Next step is to carve the middle part where the sticks are crossing. Here is important that I have a 90-degree angle to this flat and this flat, like this. The second part I have to carve on this side. So, it's done. Now I have to flatten the transition from this flat to this flat and from this flat to this flat, and the same on the other stick. So, that should be okay. So, that should be also okay. If you have rounded up the transmissions from here to here, from here to here, the same on the other stick, you can put together the two halves to one stick again. So, the next step is to determine where you want to make your holes for the axis. If you make the access point somewhere here, you have just a small mouth, but if this distance is 3 times shorter than this distance, you will have 3 times more strand here on the tip as you press here by hand. If you make the point somewhere in the middle, here, you have a big mouth, but you just have the same amount of force as you press here with your hand. So it's your decision where you want to make the holes for the axis. So, the 2 holes are done, but I want to have at least a 10mm axis. So that's why I enlarge the holes by turning in the wood saw very carefully. Now, both holes are done. Next step is to craft the axis. So I make a 10mm axis with something like a rivet head on one side. Oh yes, perfect. Oh yes. So, second. So, it works perfect. Last thing is I make something like a clamping ring on this side, and then I'm finished. Perfect. Super. Okay, my friends, I hope you liked this little project. If everything works as planned, I start next Friday a Carve Your Own Christmas Script series. I hope you're tuning in next Friday again. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and see you next Friday again. Ciao!